Good morning, Charlotte. Good morning. I'm sorry that I am late. Glad to have you with me. Let me get some music on up in this. How about this? Good morning, Eve Cunning. Sorry I'm late. Oh, not this. Hang on. Yeah, there we go. Boys and girls, we're not going to wait around very long. We are going to get on and get up soon. Very, very soon. Here goes. I had some technical difficulties this morning, everyone. I had an argument with my overhead robot, and man, he finally came around to my way of thinking, but it wasn't fast. Commander Penny, are you ready to get this party started? Let's, shall we? Good morning, Christy. By the way, oh, good morning, Chris Julius. Christy, that email you sent me yesterday with Bailey singing the closing song, that's fabulous. I was really sort of hoping that today we could listen to that, all of us, but it's not going to happen today. I've been fighting robots. I've been fighting robots, boys and girls. At the same time that I've been thinking about, well, there's some stuff I want to talk to us about, Sometimes things get bad enough that you feel like you are at your wits' end. Have you ever felt like you were at your wits' end? So, I've been thinking about that, and, I have some thoughts about that. Also, I have some commercials to play for you. Yippee Dog Service. Do you need a Yippee Dog? Dogs for the weekend. Do you need a Yippee Dog? A Zippy Dog. A dog that constantly barks at anything, including the air and random ghosts walking by? Do you need a dog that smells fear and is everywhere? Yippee Dog Service. Now available at Dartmart on the way out on the left. Dartmart. Bullseye pricing every day. Dartmart. Do you need a Yippee Dog? Do you need a Yippee Dog? Do you need a Yippee Dog? Dogs for the weekend. A Yippee Dog, a Zippy Dog. A dog that constantly barks at anything, including the air and random ghosts. Do you believe that dogs smell fear and these dogs believe it's everywhere? Do you need a Yippee Dog? Yippee Dog Service. Now available at Dartmart. Dartmart. Bullseye pricing every day. Dartmart. Good morning, Cindy Burkett. You need a Yippee Dog? Try Yippee Dog Service, now available at Dartmart. Do you need a Yippee Dog for the weekend, for a job interview? A Yippee Dog could be just a ticket. A Yippee Dog, a Zippy Dog. A dog that constantly barks at anything and everything, including the air and ghost shapes that walk by. Do you need a dog that smells fear in the air and it's everywhere? Do you need a Yippee Dog? Try Yippee Dog Service, now available at Dartmart. Dartmart, bullseye pricing every day. Dartmart. Yeah. All right. Well, that was for you, Christy. I love you. I love you all. Thanks for suggesting that. But boys and girls, I started late, so let's get up on out of here and make some art, shall we? Here we go. All right. Let's go through our pre-launch checklist, boys and girls. Mr. Penny, please take your station. All right, Mac back nice and slow, please. Release your stocking shanks and fire main thrusters. Music on my mark in 3, 2, 1. That was me, MacVac. No worries, man. No, you got it under control. Just drive the ship. Just drive the ship. It's all okay. It's all going to be fine. Just drive the ship. Drive the ship. Nice and smooth. Nice. Boys and girls, we have reached altitude. Let's get ready to make some art, shall we? Yeah. All right, boys and girls, this seemed relevant to me to talk about some things, some ideas that, things you can do when you're at your wit's end. Yeah, we'll get to making some art in a minute, all right? So here are my ideas for you, okay? When bad new things happen, I'll just write this down. When bad new things happen, sometimes it's helpful to go find some good old. Go find that. What does that even mean? Well, here's some ideas about that. One of the old things I have in mind is, these are treasure to me. These are from my grandmaster's recipe box. All of these were her recipes, and I love that strawberries are on here because, well, anyway, I'm not going to tell you that story today. Anyway, a lot of old grandmaster's recipes are in this thing. And so, one of the things I want to draw for you today is a green tomato pie. This is a recipe here in Grandmaster. So, the good old thing is this, boys and girls. When a bad new thing happens, the good old thing, the first thing is cooking. I'm going to put this over here, but specifically, not just any old cooking. I'm going to say this. This is important. Bake. Because not just on the stovetop, boys and girls, get in there and make a thing that you have to put into the oven. Why, Easel Monster? Why is that important? Well, because usually when you bake something, the portion that you have to bake, it's bigger than you yourself will just eat all by yourself. Now, sometimes it's important to eat the entire batch of cookies by yourself. Sometimes that is important to do. But usually you share what you have baked with other people. So, number one on the list is bake. That's what my number one things to do when you are at your wit's end. Bake. So, hang on. Let me get a clean sheet of paper out here. This looks like a clean sheet of paper. I'm just gonna draw this. Now here is green tomato pie. I'll have to write that up here. If anyone you knows what, this is what this word is that Grand Monster wrote down here. She says, this way I don't have to write it down. Green tomato pie. I don't know what signed the pie pan with crust. I don't know what that means. I'm sure she means, it's line. Line the pie pan with crust. Easel Monster, you ought to be able to read your Grand Monster's handwriting. Put a 1/4 cup of sugar and 2 tablespoons of flour in crust. Mix with fingertips. Wash and core 3 or 4 green tomatoes and slice thin to fill crust. Line. Thank you, Carrie Wright, who says this word is line. She's absolutely right. It's line. So this is one of the things I love about this recipe, boys and girls. Let's finish the recipe and then I'll tell you what that is. Top with several pats of butter. Wash and core 3 or 4 green tomatoes and slice thin to fill the crust. Top with several pats of butter. Now, sprinkle 1 cup of sugar plus 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon over the tomatoes. Shake 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. Over.
Grand Monster. Over the filling. Add the top crust and cut the slits in the crust. Bake at 350 degrees, 40 to 50 minutes. That is Grand Monster's recipe for green tomato. We're not gonna read about the mayonnaise cake or the other lemon pie. There's a lemon pie in there. I'll read you more recipes later, not right now. Green tomato pie has to look something like this. Green tomato pie, right? And it's probably got these little pie-shaped things that Grandma, or tomato-shaped things that Grandma used.
UFO gift cards, 3 for $1. UFOs. Say thank you or I love you with a UFO. Tell someone you love them. Plus, hey, there's some weird stuff going on. UFO gift cards, 3 for $1. Now at Dartmart. Dartmart, bullseye pricing every day.
Yeah, that's right. Where'd that other one go? I don't know. Somewhere.
Amber Creek.
There we go. You can watch that while I draw this. Green tomato pie. That's what I'm drawing. Shut up. And she says you got to put slits in this. So maybe there's a couple. What would those slits look like? I think maybe here would be one. Something like
Hammer
this.
cream. Do you have chapulence? You need hammer cream. Hammer cream. Do you need chapulence? You have hammer cream. Do you have chapulence? Serious. Shut up. Do you have chapulence? You might need hammer cream. Hammer cream will keep your hand from becoming chapulent. Chapulent is an awful condition. The doctors don't even know what to think about chapulence, but we do. Here at Hammer Cream, we've studied chapulence for years, and we understand it at a molecular level. We understand chapulence to be a skin condition not only of the skin, but also of the brain between the skin, because we know these things. And Hammer Cream can help with your condition. Hammer Cream, that's what we're called, Hammer Cream. And you can buy our product at Dartmart. Dartmart, bullseye pricing every day. Dartmart. Poop Useful. Poop Useful is a medicine that will turn your otherwise waste material into useful material products. Just like these things. Do you need gloves with Poop Useful? Useful with Poop Useful. You can have gloves within about 24 hours.
Boys and girls, I had all this stuff up here once.
You eat the recommended amount of roughage, and then you take the amount of Poop Useful, and these things will come out of you. Just program the catalog, and your digestive system can also be operated as a 3D printer. Imagine that. Timmy's bicycle for Christmas? That was a product of Poop Useful. Listen to Dad now. Yeah. That bought Timmy's Christmas bicycle. That took a couple days. I'm still recovering, but the doctor says I should be able to walk again by June. But look how happy he is. Poop Useful. Side effects may include trembling, jitters, chitters, shakes, ugly things, weird things that happen to your backslide, misshapenness, and also pain, sudden death, and headache. Also mild nausea. If these things persist, see your doctor. But Poop Useful could be for you. So see your doctor and get on Poop Useful. That way, you can make things right straight out of you. Every day. Available at Dartmart. Dartmart, bullseye pricing every day. Available now at Dartmart. Poop Useful. Bing, that must mean it's time for our show. Everybody plug and play and get on the way with Poop Useful and Dartmart. Bullseye pricing every day. Yippee Dogs, brought to you today by Yippee Dog Service. Now available at Dartmart. Dartmart, bullseye pricing every day.
So, all right, number one here in the list of 4 things that you can do. There's that poop useful. Poop useful. Yeah, let's get a hold of that. Anyway, 4 things that you can do when you're at your wit's end. 1 is bake. That's 1. Let's go look at some others.
That must mean it's time for our show.
So, boys and girls, number 1, things you can do when you're at your wit's end. You can bake. The other thing I like about Grandma's recipe of this green tomato pie, it means that you probably are going to have to garden. By the way, we're coming up on June, boys and girls. If you live in the northern hemisphere and you mean to have tomatoes this year in your garden, probably you should get those in the ground. Get them in the ground soon. If you have a container space on your porch, someplace that gets sun for 8 to 10 hours a day, you know, you can grow some tomato plants in there. But green tomatoes, that's not at most grocery stores, boys and girls. You have to have tomatoes on the vine to get to.
I'm gonna sit right down and write myself a letter.
He can go away for a minute. Anyway, let's go to number 2. Here's number 2. Number 2. So, something that's really, really old. I'm going to say gardening. Really? Easel Monster? Garden? Yeah. Go dig a hole in the dirt. And I don't just mean go buy a plant, boys and girls. I mean get your hands filthy. Stick your hands down in the dirt. Stick your shovel down in the dirt. Go dig a hole somewhere. And plant something. Plant something that takes some time for it to develop. Okay? Tend something. It's a great thing to do when you're at your wit's end. So, number two, I'm going to say here, 2 is this. Number 2 is rake. Just so that you'll remember it. Okay? Rake. Number 2, 4 things to do when you're at your wit's end. Bake. Rake. Plant something. I'm not drawing you. Well, okay. Plant some flowers. Plant some flowers. That way you can have nice cut flowers. For when you bake and company comes over, you can have fresh cut flowers in the vase to say, I love you. I'm so glad that you're here. I'm glad that you were coming over this evening. By the way, that big one is for me. Don't eat the big one. That big one on the plate, that's not for company. That's for the people who made it. So that big one, I cooked you a nice one. But that big one, get your hands off it. So anyway, cut flowers. Gardening, rake. Number 3. Things to do when you're at your wit's end. You know, Eve Cunning says, and use a chainsaw, which is absolutely right. The third thing, by the way, boom bow beer getcha getcha, boom bow beer getcha getcha, boom bow beer getcha getcha. Feminine, powerful, not too powerful. Boom bow beer getcha getcha. Now available at Dartmart. Dartmart bullseye pricing every single day. Number three is this. How about sitting and having a good cry? How about do that? Just sit and cry. What's wrong with that? So, ache. What's wrong with that? Nothing. Boys and girls, if you're hurting, there's nothing wrong with sitting there and crying. Bake. Rake. Ache. Sit there. This is the last one, boys and girls. Here comes the last one. This might be a little long. Number 4, I'm just going to go for it. Here it comes. Now, the fourth thing, when you're at your wit's end, is like this. I'm going to say this, boys and girls. It's asking some questions. Has anyone, probably boys and girls, you are not the first one to experience the things that you are experiencing. Probably somebody in the past has had something similar to what you have had go on. And probably with a little bit of homework, you can ask the question, I wonder who's been through this before? I wonder how they dealt through it. I wonder how they got through it. How did they manage to do this so it didn't collapse them? Because something happened so that they were around, because look around, here we all are. It didn't destroy life completely. So how did they get through this? How on earth did they manage that? So looking into the past, when bad new happens, good old. How did somebody handle this in the past? So, my answer here for number 4 is, I'm going to say it like this: study. And so that you don't forget it, I mean this. Investigate. Shut up. Investigate. So bake, rake, ache. Investigate. Now, Easel Monster, what are you talking about? Well, did you know that the phrase wits end? Wits end. I have some notes about this, boys and girls. I'll show them to you in the camera. Believe it or not, the phrase wits end is about 3,000 years old, at least. What? Easel Monster, how can you possibly know that? Because, boys and girls, in a really old book called the Bible, in Psalm 107, verse 28, it says the only one time in the Bible that someone is at their wits' end, it's a group of people, and it happens to be people who are on the sea. Now, the word here for wits is chakma, and it means your skill or your dexterity or your wisdom. How to apply what you know. That's your wits, your wisdom. And the end is an interesting word. That's to swallow up or to swallow down, to be completely engulfed by something. So it means you have come to the end of your skill. You don't know what to do. But it's an idea that comes from being on the ocean, and having waves and waves and waves trying to crash over you and capsize you while you are in your little boat. And you get so turned around, you don't even know what direction you're going in anymore. That is what wit's end means. It means I don't know what direction is up.
No, exacto knives are sharp, and you will cut your fingers.
Oh, sorry.
You will cut your fingers and you'll bleed on your art. Be careful.
Well, that was unexpected. No. I'm not listening to that. Sorry about this, boys and girls. Your wit's end means having waves on the ocean come up. And if you've never been on the ocean and seen the waves that could possibly capsize you, boys and girls, the experience of going to the ocean will teach you some things about how small you really are. So, the idea of wit's end comes from an idea of sailors and all of their navigational know-how through the difficulty being overwhelmed. So, boys and girls, these are 4 things that you can do when you're at your wit's end. Bake, rake, ache, and investigate. Go study. Well, by the way, Mikkel Jans just now says, love Dartmart. Thank you very much for that. By the way, brother, Thank you for your order yesterday. It will go out into the mail today, Mikkel Jans. Also, boys and girls, hang on. Let me, MacVac, can I please give me that desk camera from the main view screen so that the boys and girls can see me. And by the way, let's have a visit with Commander Penny. So, Commander Penny, you gonna bake me something later on? Probably not. Cats don't do a lot of baking. They're not really into the oven as a tool. Not really. He doesn't really want to eat stuff out of there either. He likes the raw meat kind of stuff. Oh, and strawberry ice cream and raspberry ice cream. Commander Penny loves to eat raspberry ice cream. It's his very, very favorite thing. That's right. So, boys and girls, this has been Friday, May 29th, here with me on Paint by Monster. Thanks for all of you for showing up. And the big thing I also wanted to say today is, if any of you happen to see Art Gruenberger today, tell him happy birthday.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Hey! Wooly!
See ya.
Watch it now, watch it.
Here he comes.
For today, boys and girls, I'm going to call that the show and get up on out of here. I love all of you. Thanks for showing up. I know. It's a weird episode. That's all right. It was a weird morning. Fighting robots. Fighting robots. I won, though. We had it. We were together. It happened. I was here. You was here. Things were happening. It's here. I love every one of you. Please come back and see me tomorrow at 11 o'clock. We'll have some more. I'm not sure what's happening yet tomorrow, but I have some ideas. See you later. I love all of you. Thanks for showing up. Go bake something. Go rake something. Go have a good cry. Go study something. Go read a good book. Boys and girls, read a good book. Like a bag of barbecue potato chips. Just sit there with a stack of books and just go through them like you're sitting on the couch eating them. Ugh. That's why I have so many books, because that's what I eat, books. See ya. I love all of you. Thanks. Bye ya.